dragon, or be fired from a medieval cannon, or ride a wild west wagon with a yippee-yi-yi. We could climb a magic tower, or shrink down and jump around a flower. We could save the world with our powers and scare all the monsters away. Come take a look inside a book. You never know what you might find. A turn of a page can transport you away to a place, whatever may come to mind. We could build a rocket and fly to Mars and fill our pockets with space dust and stars. We could play cops and robbers and put them behind the bars and celebrate hip hip hooray. We could ride a unicorn on a rainbow road, or watch a prince turn into a toad. See a tropical beach or ice and snow in a land far, far away. Come take a look inside a book. You never know what you might find. A turn of a page can transport you away to a place you never might know. Wow! Wonderful, Devangshi. It was all about books. I think you're very much fond of books. Yes, Janak. I love books. Books are my life. Really? That's a good habit. Even I too love reading books. Very good, Jannat. Jannat, I think we are getting late. As you know, today is World Book Day. Yes. I have come here only for the celebration. So let's go and start the programs. Jannat, do you know this year's theme? Theme? This year's theme is Indigenous Vernacular Language.
On the occasion of World Book Day, a few students of our school have come forward with poems, stories and various other fun activities. Now, we have a speech from our beloved Mamta ma'am on why we celebrate this day.
It is said, if heaven exists, it must be stacked with books and be a library of some sort. For you, my dear children, happy World Book Day. You know, children, 23rd April is observed as World Book Day and Copyright Day to promote book reading, publishing, writing, etc. Nowadays, book reading has become a dying art. Many people do not indulge themselves in reading. So to promote this dying art and to bring it up, UN decided to dedicate a day for this. And what can be better than the birth and death anniversary of that famous and the greatest writer, William Shakespeare. Since 1995, UN is celebrating and observing this day as World Book Day. The day is dedicated to this, and to promote this book reading, they conduct many activities like seminars and discussions, felicitating the authors, etc., to bring up the habit of book reading. And every year they give or they take up a theme like literature and relationship, literature and people, pleasure of reading, share a book, read a story, etc. During pandemic, they had taken the theme of sharing and reading a story beautifully. As people were staying at home, to promote relationship and book reading, they had taken that theme. But you know, children, this year, that is 2023, they have taken a theme which is totally different. It is indigenous languages. We know there are so many languages spoken over the world. Around 7,000 languages are spoken worldwide. But few languages are only official languages. And if we take India, in India we have 1900 some languages spoken by the people. But it's only few languages are the state or official languages, and led by English, Hindi and other vernacular state languages like Gujarati, Assamese, Odia, Punjabi, etc. Rest all are indigenous languages. You may ask me, what is indigenous languages? You know, children, every state, every country, every locality, they have their own particular language. Let us take the example of Odisha. We stay in Odisha, we speak Odia. Odia is our native language. But you know, the same Odia is having different dialects. The real spoken Odia or written Odia belongs to only 3 states, that is Khurda, Puri, Kotak. The rest all the districts and the areas, they have their own dialects. We call it Barampuri, Sambalpuri, Moyalbhanji, Baleshwari. Even in Rourkela we have Sundargadi language. It is Odia, but it is little bit different than that. The accent is different, the language is different. It has its own ownness. And it is spoken by a very limited people, the natives of that area. Like here in Sundargarh district, those who have been staying since time immemorial, they are Sundargadi people, the original people belonging to this district. They are all Sundargadi people. They speak Sundargadi language, they speak Agaria language, even the tribal language, as it happens to be a tribal district, they speak all these languages. But hardly we know much about them. We read books of English, Hindi, or our own vernacular languages, and we come to know through them only the literature. You can see at my back there is a bookshelf. Most of the books are in English. We know about the writers of English, we know about the literature of different country, and when we read some vernacular language, we know about them. But what about these languages spoken by many millions of people of this world? This is called indigenous language. They have their distinct language, distinct culture, distinct tradition, beautiful things in them. They are very distinct, very original. You must be knowing, those who are in our school, those who are reading belonging to Sambalpur district, some belonging to different districts, you have your own original food habits, cultural festivals, traditions, even the way of speaking, way of living, everything is different from people to people. But do all this known to people? Do all this known to the world? Perhaps no. So to promote or to make people explore this unexplored world, this year this theme has been taken, so that people will come to know beyond English, beyond their own state languages, there are some languages which hardly we know. We will know their rich traditional heritage, their life, their living style, their literature, their great writers, their great poets, their own tradition. To make the world know about it, this year this theme has been taken. Every country has their own indigenous languages. Like if we count in our country, we might be having more than 1,000 indigenous languages, because what I stated in our state, it might be more than 50 to 60 languages. Think of the whole country, same manner. Think of the whole world. So many unexplored languages are there which hardly we people know. That's why, let me tell you all, let us explore these languages. Let us know how they speak, how they live. We come to know, suppose we are reading a story of Bandas of Koraput district, then we will know how they speak, what they do, their characters, and all. So many stories, of course, is written on tribal people, but that is in original Odia. So let us read, let us know there, and let us broaden our horizon. Happy reading. Thank you, my dear children. Hari Om.
Thank you, ma'am. That was indeed very inspirational and lovely. Now we have students of junior classes who are going to recite a poem, say a story, play a book character, and sing a song.
Good morning, all of you. My name is Riyan Sanak, and today I'm going to recite a very inspirational and my great poem on books. The title of my poem is Open a Book. This poem tells us that books give vocabulary, boost your confidence, and are a great source of learning. So, all of you will form on books. So, let's study. Open a book and you will find. Open a book and you will find people and places of every kind. People and places of every kind. Open a book and you can be. Open a book and you can be anything you want to be. Anything you want to be. Open a book and you can share. Open a book and you can share. What just words you find in there? What just words you find in there? Open a book and I will too. Open a book and I will too. You read me and I read you. You read me and I read you. Thank you. Hello. ଆଜି ମୁଁ ଗୋଟିଏ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଗପ କହିବାକୁ ଯାଉଛି। ତା ନାଁ ହେଲା ସାହସୀ ବାଳକ କହ୍ନେଇ। ବଂଶୀବାଲା କହ୍ନେଇକୁ କିଏ ଅବା ନ ଜାଣେ। ସେଇ କହ୍ନେଇ ତାଙ୍କ ବଡ଼ ଭାଇ ବଳରାମ ଓ ଗୋପାଳ ବାଳକମାନଙ୍କ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ ଗାଈ ଓ ବାଛୁରୀ ଚରେଇବାକୁ ବଣକୁ ନେଇଯାଆନ୍ତି। ସେଇଠି କୋମଳ ଘାସ ଦେଖି ଗାଈ ଓ ବାଛୁରୀମାନଙ୍କୁ ଚରିବା ପାଇଁ ଛାଡ଼ି ଦେଇ କଦମ୍ବ ଗଛ ମୂଳରେ ବସି ବଂଶୀ ବଜାନ୍ତି। ଦିନେ କ'ଣ ହେଲା ନା, ବଂଶୀ ବଜାଉ ବଜାଉ ତାଙ୍କ ନଜର ଗୋଟିଏ ବାଛୁରୀ ଉପରେ ପଡ଼ିଲା। ବହୁତ ଅଦ୍ଭୁତ ଦେଖାଯାଉଥିଲା। ସେ ତାଙ୍କ ବଡ଼ ଭାଇ ବଳରାମକୁ ବି କହିଲେ। ସେ ବି କହିଲେ, ହଁ ତ ସେ ବହୁତ ବିଚିତ୍ର ଦେଖାଯାଉଛି। ଆମ ଗାଁର ତ ନୁହେଁ, ଏଇଠିକୁ କେମିତି ଆସିଲା? ତ ସେମାନେ କ'ଣ କଲେ, ଯାଇ ଗଛ ପଛ ପଟେ ଲୁଚିକି ତାକୁ ନିରେଖି ଦେଖିଲେ। ତାଙ୍କୁ ବହୁତ ଅଳୁଆ ଲାଗିଲା। ତ କହ୍ନେଇ ସେଇ ବାଛୁରୀର ଆଗ ଦୁଇ ଗୋଡ଼ ଧରି ତାକୁ ବୁଲେଇ ବୁଲେଇ ଫିଙ୍ଗି ଦେଲେ। ସେ ଗୋଟେ ଗଛର ପିଟି ହେଇ ଧୁସ୍ କିନା ତଳେ ପଡ଼ିଗଲା ଆଉ ଜୋର ଚିତ୍କାର କଲା। ତାପରେ ତ ସେ ଅସଲି ରୂପକୁ ଆସିଲା। ସେ ଗୋଟେ ବର୍ଷାସୁର ବୋଲି ବଡ଼ ରାକ୍ଷସ ଥିଲା। ବାଛୁରୀ ରୂପରେ କହ୍ନେଇକୁ ଚୋରି କରିବା ପାଇଁ ଆସିଥିଲା। କିନ୍ତୁ ଯେ ପାଞ୍ଚେ ପର ମନ୍ଦ ତା ମନ୍ଦ ପାଞ୍ଚନ୍ତି ଗୋବିନ୍ଦ। ୟାମାନେ ବର୍ଷାସୁର ଆସିଥିଲା କହ୍ନେଇର କ୍ଷତି ପାଇଁ, କିନ୍ତୁ ତାର ହିଁ କ୍ଷତି ହେଲା। ସେଇଥିପାଇଁ ଆମକୁ କେବେ ବି କାହାର ମନ୍ଦ ଚିନ୍ତା କରିବା କଥା ନୁହେଁ। କାହିଁ ଭଗବାନ ଯାହାର ବି ରକ୍ଷା କରିବାକୁ ଚାହିଁବେ ତାକୁ କେହି ବି ମାରିପାରିବ ନାହିଁ। କଥାରେ ଅଛି ପରା, ରଖେ ହରି ମାରେ କିଏ, ମାରେ ହରି ରଖେ କିଏ। କେବଳ ଇଂରାଜୀ ପଢ଼ିଲେ କି ଶିଖିଲେ କେହି ବଡ଼ ଲୋକ ହୋଇଯାଆନ୍ତି ନାହିଁ। ଆଉ ଯେତେ ଭାଷା ପାରୁଛ ଶିଖ, ଆଗେ ନିଜ ଭାଷା ମହତ ରଖ। ମାତୃଭୂମି ମାତୃଭାଷାର ମମତା ଯାହୁଦେ ଜନମୀ ନାହିଁ, ତାକୁ ଯଦି ଆମେ ଜ୍ଞାନୀ ଗଣରେ ଗଣିବା ଅଜ୍ଞାନ ରହିବେ କାହିଁ। ନିଜ ଭାଷାକୁ ଭଲ ପାଅ ଓ ନିଜ ଭାଷାରେ ଲିଖିତ ପୁସ୍ତକ ପଢ଼ ଓ ଭଲ କଥା ଶିଖ। ଲେଖ ଓଡ଼ିଆ, କୁହ ଓଡ଼ିଆ, ପଢ଼ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ବହି, କୁହ ଓଡ଼ିଆ, ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଭାଷା ମହତ ଥାଉ ରହି। ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ।
I am Sunil Chetri. I am the captain of Indian football team. Do not stop believing in what you feel about yourself. I tell you why. If you doubt yourself or if you don't trust yourself, imagine how will anyone trust you? How will anyone trust you? Just think about this. Just think about this. If I am talking to myself and saying, you know, Sunil, tomorrow there is a game against Afghanistan. Afghanistan. It is difficult. There are strong sides. You might not be able to score goals. You might not to win. If I doubt myself, how will my coach, my teammates, the fans, the country. How will they encourage me? How will they encourage me? There is a chance the war is finished there. The day you start doubting yourself, the war is finished there, because you know yourself, you know your capability, and you know how far you want to reach there, and you know how much hard work you are going to put. Only you know. That's so never ever doubt yourself. Never. Thank you.
Hello and a warm good morning to all of you. Today I am Spanam Mahapatra class 4C playing a role of Birbal. Today King Akbar asked all the ministers and courtiers 5 questions. All have gave answers, but King Akbar was not satisfied. So he asked to me. I have gave all the answers. Let's come to the questions. The first question is, whose milk is the best? I thought and said the mother's milk is the best, which feeds a child. Let's come to the second question. Which leaf is the best? I thought and said that the betel leaf is the best, which makes the falls to our friends. Let's come to the third question. Which has the best sweetness? I thought and said the polite language has the best sweetness. And let's come to the fourth question. Who is the best king? I thought and said the God is the best king. In the functioning of the God, whole world is running. And let's come to the fifth and last question. Which plant is the best? I thought and said the cotton plant is the best, which gives us clothes to wear. King Akbar was impressed by my erudite thinking and he got the appropriate answers to all his questions. Thank you.
Hello, that's a beautiful song for World Book Day. I love reading books, it's fun. I often read them with my mom. I like reading to explore. There's no better way, I'm sure. I love reading. There are many books to choose. Get on board, you just can't lose. Books expand your mind, it's true. Reading books is good for you. I love reading. When I'm sitting on my bed, I go exploring in my head to Legoland with Peter Pan. Then off to Hogwarts with a bang. Meet Harry Potter on the way, or Captain Hook. Oh, what a day! See my mates in the blue lagoon. Dance on light by the light of moon. Go down the rabbit hole with Alice. Meet the queen inside the palace. To Narnia through a magic door. Listen to the lion roar. Watch Alice spin her spider's web. Just before she goes to bed, see Willy Wonka's factory. But don't end up like my TV. I love reading. Now that you have met all my friends, this is where the story ends. All new adventures on the way. Gift up and dim the night away. I love reading. I love reading. I love reading. Thank you.
Hello, I am Vaishnavi Mahalik and I will be speaking a few lines on the importance of books. We have all heard the phrase that books are our best friends. But doesn't that statement make us wonder how? I mean, you can't really do all the things you can do with your friends with books. So why do they say that books are our best friends? It's because books are mines of knowledge. Any problem or conflict you have, there's already a solution written in some pages of the book. Reading improves our concentration levels and fuels our creativity. There will never be such a book from which you don't learn anything. So the next time you feel bored, pick up a book and start reading. Now, Vidya Patel is going to narrate a beautiful story in Agaria language. This language is spoken by the Agaria people and it is a Munda language. Let us hear this beautiful story now.
हरिओम, मोर ना हथे विद्या पटेल। आज मैं तुम सभी ला गुटे कहानी कहल जात जहाँ ना हथे कहारी सुंदरता किंबा कहारी आकार हमला उनला खराब नहीं भाबार कथा। थरे गुटे बड़ जंगल टे रहीस हेथी गुटे हाथीटे आसे रहीस। हाथी जंगल नुआ सीरीज हेथी लगी अपने चाहत रहीस कि अपने नुआ नुआ सांग बने हेथी लगी अपने गोटे ठेकुआ पास लगेस अपने ठेकुआ पचरेस तो मोर सांग बनबेगा ठेकुआ कहिस नी मैं तो सांग नहीं हल पाए कहीं मोर छोट घरे तो एते बड़ जीवटे आसे ढुके नहीं पारस आ जदि ढुकबे हेले मोर घरला भांग जाही हेथिलागि तो मोर सांग नहीं हल पारस हाथी दुखी मन थी गोटे माकड़ पास लगेस माकड़ला पचरेस तो मोर सांग हेबे का माकड़ कहिस नी रे बुआ मैं तो सांग नहीं हल पारो काजे कि तो जदि डाल ऊपर झुलबे हेले डालला पूरा तो भांग जाही हाथी पूरा दुखी मन थी आगला 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 गुइस आ तापरे गोटे बेंगटेला पचरेस तो मोर सांग हेबे का बेंग कहिस ई पोखरीला तो देखथस केते छुटेटा है आ तो एते मोटा जीव जदि पोखरी ऊपर उछाल मारबे हेले ई पोखरी के सबु पानी ला उछेल जाही हाथी पूरा मुहला सुखा के आगला भाग दिस आ गोटे गछ तले बस गइस तापरे अपने टिके सुएल जात्री इस परे गोटे भालू तो दौड़ दौड़ के आइस आ कहिस हाथी हाथी जाने हास जंगल थी बहुत बड़ कष्ट गोटे होगिसे हाथी पचरेस का होइसे भालू कहिस जाने हास आए जंगल थी गोटे बाघ ढुका सथे आ अपने कहत है कि अपने सबला हमला खाए दी हाथीला सुन के पूरा रैग गइस आ कहिस एंता केंता खाए दी तुम गिरा सब मोर सांगा कि मैं तुम सबके जीवन ला रक्षा करो बेले हाथी आग लगुइस हेतके बेले बाघ भी जंगल भीतरला ढुक के आसत रहिस हाथी से बाघ ला कहिस तो एंता केंता मोर सांगिरा ला खाए तो थस बाघ उत्तर दिस मैं बहुत भोकिला हाँ मैं तुम सब ला खाए दो हाथी इला सुन के बहुत रह गइस आ ओला गुट्टे लात ते मारिस जे सीधा जाके अपने गछ ने ठुकरा है के पड़ गइस इला देख के सबे बहुत खुशी हो गई आउ सबे हाथीला निजे के सांग बना दे हाथीला देख के बहुत खुशी होइस ई कहानी लो हमला ई शिक्षा मिलथे जे हमला के भी कहला बड़ किंबा छोट नहीं भाबार कथा